it's Rob here and welcome to my channel video of unboxing the Tamiya Aqroshot. That's the way I pronounce it. I've got my mate Mark videoing for me.
Hi there.
And we'll get straight into it and get the lid off. It's coming for half an hour. And there we have it. I've got to be honest and say I've already had a look at this and sorted some stuff out. So as you can see, the manual's at the top instead of at the bottom, and there we have some lovely decals. Hopefully not going to be as bad as some of the ones we've had before. Excuse me. Now I ended up going for this because it's got the DT-03 chassis, but it's actually the DT-03T, which I believe is wider than the ordinary chassis, or at least I think it's going to be the upper and lower wishbones that are a bit longer. But I did and ah about this because I did look at the manual online, and it shows, and so does this one somewhere, friction shocks, which really surprised me because if you have a look on the internet at the description on for sellers, they all say they come with oil shocks, but like I say, this manual shows friction shocks. However, the good news is, if we look in this bag here,
ooh, damper oil.
yeah,
CVO, what?
It's supplied with a hop-up option of the damper oil, of the dampers.
Is that mentioned in the manual, Rob?
No.
The hop-up?
No.
How strange.
That's why I ummed and ahed about getting it to begin with, because I thought my racing fighter came with oil shocks, and there was no mention about those friction shocks at all in that. But yeah, so
Very strange, but good.
But good, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even got bag C as well,
Yeah.
which I'm a bit flummoxed with that. But anyway,
25 quid less to pay out, isn't it?
too right, mate.
Set of CVOs.
And we'll get straight into this. The usual stuff. We've got bags of metal bits and plastic bits, A, B and C and D, and the obligatory servo saver.
That's the rubbish one, isn't it? That servo saver. That's the one that snaps.
No,
is it not?
The white ones are the good ones. It's the black ones.
Oh yes, that's what broke on my
snap.
DF. You're right. It's
and
the black ones.
What I didn't realise, comes with a torque tuned as standard.
Oh, it's all bonus then.
Yeah. However, I might just stick this little beast in. It's supposed to be 4300 kV with a 60 amp ESC, but I haven't quite decided yet. I may try the torque tuned and then put that on just to see if there's any difference, which there should be.
Could always give it a run in a speed test with the torque tune
We
standard,
could.
couldn't we first?
Certainly could.
Yeah.
And I have unpacked some of these, so don't be concerned that they're not in plastic bags. But I just thought, yeah, we don't want 10 or 15 minutes of me ripping plastic bags open.
Rustling bags.
Yeah. So some of the main things I've taken out already, and one of them is this. This is the receiver case.
Cover, right.
To hopefully stop too much dirt and dust getting into that. And then we've got one of the, this is the servo mount.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd show you that. And then we've taken this out because I'm fairly sure these are longer, but
they are longer, yeah.
We'll find out when I'm building it.
Oh, I'm not so sure.
No, nor me.
Oh, looking.
But I think I'll take the wheels off me racing fighter and we can do some comparisons as I build it.
There it is, as we speak.
Yeah, with its wibbly wobbly aerial. So that's those two we get. Then we've got the body, which I did quite like.
It's quite a nice shell, isn't it?
It is. And don't know how long this is going to last, but there's your wing, your rear wing, that screws through there.
Oh yeah.
To give it the angle and everything, so that's probably going to be fun to paint, unless we've got decals to stick over some of this bit, but hey, I'll find out soon enough. And then one of the other ones I've undone is the tyres. Look at the size of them.
That's good, isn't it? What's the rubber like, Rob? Is it soft or?
Not really, I think it's Tamiya's standard. But the interesting thing is, if you can get in there, can you see in there?
Yeah.
There's a couple of ribs.
Yeah, just about.
And I think that's making it even a bit stiffer.
Yeah.
So those are the tyres to go on it. And then these great big thick white wheels. I nearly forgot what the word wheels meant. And they are slightly different thicknesses, obviously, because it's two-wheel drive. And I'm not sure whether I'd be able to fit them on, because that's quite a deep hole, isn't it? Mm. So I would imagine that the wheel axles at the front are going to be longer to accommodate that. Maybe, I don't know. Again, I will find out once we start building it. And then, whoops, there's the other two, he says, dropping them. So we can get the tyres out the way. I'll just check for you. Yeah, you can see a slight difference in the thickness between the front and back.
Yeah, not a lot though.
Not a lot, no. They look quite significantly.
Wheels do look different, don't they?
Yeah. So obviously I'll see when I come to stick them on. And then we've got the differential casing and motor mount casing for you. And the main thing for this, which is what I do like, is the chassis. How long and thin that is. I really like this chassis.
It's a lovely stable ride, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I think the length has got something to do with it.
Yeah.
For now.
The longer wheelbase.
Yes.
So that's going to be interesting to put together. And everything. Excuse me. And again, top and lower wishbones, I think, for the front, maybe. Yes. As the shocks go through that, I think. Unless it's top wishbones for the front and top wishbones for the back, but again, I can't remember from the build first off. And then we've got steering knuckles, or sorry, no, rear axle knuckles there, fairly standard. And then we've got the drive plates mechanisms, we've got the plastic dog bones and the diff cups and the wheel cups. And nearly last but not least, we've got the differential gears and the spur gear.
Yeah.
We'll get that one right one day. And then the body mounts. And I do believe I will be using most of them, because the Racing Fighter just had one little one at the front somewhere, and that's about it. Wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly. And as per usual, I've already got the steel bearings so that the plastic bushings can go straight in the bin, because if I'm honest, I've got that many. I just can't be bothered to save them anymore.
That's the only place for them, isn't it?
It is now, yeah. And then I've just got this E-Tronics ET0015 waterproof 3 kilogram servo.
Good servos those. I've used quite a few of them.
Yeah. And
Nice and cheap.
Nice and cheap, yes. And not so bad. And at the minute we're going to have a wibbly wobbly aerial because I don't have any of my Turniggy GT5 receivers, so I'm going to put one of my spare ones that's 27 megahertz in. And that's about it. Yeah. No, I think that's it, isn't it? Oh no.
Oh.
Sorry. We didn't go through the decals quite. Yeah. Forgot to mention, turning it over, they do have some window masks so that you can either fit a driver or smoke the glass, so it looks slightly more realistic. And then those, I'm assuming, chrome effect bits.
Yeah, that was, yeah, those. It's difficult to see on the camera, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got it. Yeah, the chrome stickers.
For somewhere that I'm no doubt find out. And then finally, I just happen to have a tin or two of this bright orange. Who makes it? Core RC. It's not the one that I thought it was. This is a different manufacturer than I've previously used, so it'll be interesting to find out what that's like as well. And hopefully the red will go with it, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't. I've got this here, so I'm going to use it. And that's about it. So, hope you enjoyed watching it, and look forward to seeing you during the build process. Thanks for watching. Bye.
See ya.